What is the meaning of indifference curve? Schedule, indifference map. Let's begin. The utility, according to indifference curve, is expressed in terms of ordinal numbers. When we talk of utility, we do not say 100 utility, 50 utility, 200 utility. No, we will be using ordinal numbers. First preference, second preference, third preference, and so on. So this is the basis on which the indifference curve analysis is based. A consumer, he will determine his preference on the basis of satisfaction which he derives from different goods. He can just mention that good A is giving me more satisfaction as compared to good B. So the basis will be the preference on the basis of satisfaction. It can be for one particular good, it can be for the combination of goods as well. We do not measure utility in cardinal numbers. There is no device, there is no gauge, there is no basis to measure utility in terms of, okay, I got one utility, I got two utility. No. Indifference curve analysis is based on ordinal numbers, not on cardinal numbers. And in that context, we just compare the utility. We compare the satisfaction which we are getting from good A and good B. The comparison only is making the basis of this analysis. Now Mr. K, he is consuming 1 cup of tea, and of course he is also consuming 1 cup of coffee. After having both, he will be able to tell you which he enjoyed more. That means which cup gave him more utility, which cup gave him more satisfaction. He will tell you that I prefer coffee over tea, or I prefer tea over coffee. But he will not be able to tell you that coffee gave him 60 units of utility and tea is giving me 70 units of utility, which is a very vague and not possible type of measurement of utility. So, as I just told you that we will be using utility in the order of preference. The commodity which is giving us more satisfaction will be preferred over the commodity which is giving us less satisfaction. And satisfaction equals to utility. Now the question comes, what is indifference curve? This is a curve which we will be making on a graph which has the location of all those points. As you can see in this graph, this is your IC is your indifference curve which has the location of so many points coming on the way. These points show different combination of two commodities. Now here apple is shown on this x-axis and oranges are shown on the y-axis. So if you consider any point A, it has a different set of oranges and apples. Coming over to point B, different set of oranges and apples. So this curve is showing you separate combination of two commodities. But the indifference curve has one particular quality, that it is all these points on the indifference curves are giving equal satisfaction to the consumer. That is why the word indifference comes. He is indifferent to any point means he is same to all the points, because any point satisfaction from A is equal to satisfaction from B, which is equal to the satisfaction from point C, and which is also equal to the satisfaction from the combination at point D. And there are innumerable points between A and B also. He is indifferent to all those points. You consider any single point on indifference curve, he is having equal satisfaction on all these points. One indifference curve will give you same satisfaction. You can choose any single point on this curve. So, equal satisfaction to the consumer. All the points located on an indifference curve represent such combination of two commodities as yield equal satisfaction to the consumer. Now listen very carefully. The first basis is equal satisfaction. You can choose a point here, you can choose a point here, you can choose any point. All these points which are lying on IC curve mentioned here, they will give you equal satisfaction. Okay, these points, they will be having different combinations of two commodities. As you can see, combination A is giving you separate combination. Combination point B is giving you separate combination. At point A, you have 10 oranges and 1 apple, right? And at point B, you have 7 oranges and 2 apples. So the combination is different. Commodities are 2, combination is different, but the satisfaction is the same. Because the combination represented gives equal satisfaction, therefore consumer becomes indifferent about their choice. Indifferent means same. He is same to all the points because they are giving him equal satisfaction. And because there is equal satisfaction, he will give equal importance to all the combinations. So combination D, he is indifferent to combination C, indifferent to combination D. Why is he indifferent? Because they are giving him same satisfaction, same utility. Now, there would be many definitions given in the book. You can choose any one. According to Leftwich, a single indifference curve shows different combinations of x and y that yield equal satisfaction to the consumer. I have explained this to you bit by bit. So, there will be combinations of two goods x and y, and the combinations will be different, but the satisfaction will be equal on that one curve. Now, next point is, what is indifference curve schedule? This is a schedule. Schedule means a table that indicates different combinations of two commodities that yield equal satisfaction. When you are representing that curve in the form of a table, it will be called indifference curve schedule. Just as you have demand curve and demand schedule, the same way indifference curve, when it is represented in the form of a table, there will be shown different combinations of two commodities, and the word indifferent only, now you know that it is equal satisfaction. Equal satisfaction means equal importance given by the consumer, and therefore he will become same. He is indifferent towards them. He is considering both of them the same. Now here is an example of an indifference schedule. Supposingly that the consumer consumes two goods, apples and oranges. These are the combinations A, B, C and D. In the combination A, the fellow is consuming 1 apple and 10 oranges. B combination, apple increases to 2 but oranges are 7. C combination 3 and 5 oranges, and D option may apples are 4 and oranges are also 4. The point is that there is equal satisfaction. A is equal to B is equal to C is equal to D. No doubt the combinations are different. Number of apples are changing in every point. Number of oranges are also changing at A, B, C and D. But what is similarity in all these A, B, C, D is that you are getting equal satisfaction. The consumer is giving equal importance to all these points because same utility is derived from A, same utility from B, same from C and same from D. Right? When he has one more apple, see here he is switching from one apple to two apples. At the same time he is going to sacrifice some oranges as there is no change in the level of satisfaction out of each combination. See, if it is 1 apple and 10 oranges, now when he is moving to 2 apples, he cannot be at 10 oranges because then the basis of indifference curve analysis will go false. What is the basis of indifference curve is that he has to derive equal satisfaction. So in order to gain 1 apple, he has to forego some amount of oranges to be on the same satisfaction level. If he is not foregoing any number of oranges to increase the number of apples, his satisfaction will not be the same. And if the satisfaction is not the same, then it is not indifference curve. So to be on the same indifference curve, because the criteria is that you have to be on the same satisfaction level, on the same utility level, therefore to increase 1 apple at every stage, you have to forego some items of the second commodity. Only then you will have the same satisfaction from all the combinations of A, B, C and D. Now, this diagrammatic representation of the indifference schedule is called the indifference curve. I have shown at point A, there are 10 oranges and 1 apple, and at point B, 7 oranges and 2 apples. In the similar manner at point D, there are 4 oranges and there are 4 apples. Indifference curve, another name is iso-utility curve, which can be very important for your MCQs. So kindly learn it. Okay, A, B, C, D are the points which give equal satisfaction to the consumer. IC is your indifference curve, and this, now I have made it very clear to you that apples are shown on the x-axis and oranges are shown on the y-axis. As and when apples are increasing, see, this apple is increasing and your number of oranges are going to fall, because to be on the same indifference curve you have to forego some items of the another commodity. Only then you will be on the equal satisfaction level. Now, what is an indifference map? When you show more than one indifference curve in a diagram on a graph, that is called indifference map. Group of indifference curves shown together is called indifference map. Each indifference curve will give you one level of satisfaction. One indifference curve, one level of satisfaction. Another indifference curve, another level of satisfaction. Different curves are used to show higher or the lower levels of satisfaction of different combinations of different goods. See, one indifference curve, at any point the satisfaction will be the same. You take the another indifference curve, at any point the satisfaction will be the same. So you can compare these indifference curves showing higher or less satisfaction. And when you show all of them together in a diagram, so many indifference curves, it is called a map. Now here we are trying to explain the indifference map. Please listen very carefully. Apples on x-axis the same way and oranges on the y-axis. I1, I2, I3 and I4. So there are 4 indifference curves. Each indifference curve is showing different level of satisfaction. I1 is giving you different level of satisfaction. I2 is a separate level. I3 separate and I4 is a separate level of satisfaction. As the indifference curve shifts to the right, the level of satisfaction goes on increasing. What does this mean? This means I4 is the maximum level of satisfaction and I1 is the minimum level of satisfaction in this diagram. I3 is a higher level of satisfaction as compared to I2. So the minimum level is I1 and the maximum level is I4. Clear? Now, what is this diagram showing? The diagram is showing that, say, at point D, at this point of, see here, at point D, right? What are you having? You are having 4 apples and you are having 4 oranges. If you shift from point D to point G here, at point G, you have 6 apples and 4 oranges. So the number of oranges is the same at point G, but the number of apples have increased to 6, from 4 to 6. Therefore, you can conclude that D is giving you less satisfaction as compared to G. G is giving you more satisfaction because the number of oranges are same in case of D and G. Here also 4 oranges, here also 4 oranges, but apples here are 4 and apples here are 6. Therefore, we come to a conclusion that G is giving you more satisfaction. I3 is giving you more satisfaction as compared to I1. Clear? Now you compare point this D. Let us compare now point, now I take it another way. Let us compare point D and point F. Point D and at point F. Now see, at D what are and point F here. See, at D you are having 4 apples and at point F also you are having 4 apples. The number of apples is the same. But at D point the number of oranges is 4. Okay. And at F point the number of oranges increases to 0.5. So what do you consider? You consider that F is giving you more satisfaction because this number is the same but this number has increased. So D is giving you less satisfaction as compared to F. F is giving you more satisfaction, and if you compare it nicely, F is on I3 and D is on I1. Therefore, I3 is giving you more satisfaction as compared to I1. So I have made the thing clear to you that as and when you go higher and higher in the map, the satisfaction level also increases. So this is the written explanation of what I told you in the previous at point D, what he is having when he is shifting to point F, I3 is moving, and similarly at point G he is having a different combination. So we easily conclude that I4 is giving you more satisfaction as compared to I3, and this is the descending order of satisfaction from I4 to I1. So here we come to the end of the article. I hope I have made the things very clear to you. In case you have any doubts, feel free to ask me in the comment section. Want to give me a suggestion? More than welcome. Write it in the comment section. Kindly like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay blessed.